Here we are, night 2. Didn't really film at all in night 1. It was kind of a bust. Site on the side of the road, about 20 feet off of the road, but it was good for one night. Right now I am at Hidden Valley, which I don't believe there's anything on that sign that says that. But this is where Mike and I stayed. I believe it was the first night last year when we came to the Alpine Loop. So got the Jeep running so I can charge my phone. I had to top off with gas. I was down to about 3/8 of a tank, back up to 3/4, so I'm good once I leave out of here in a day or 2 or 3. I won't run out of gas on my way to either Gunnison or Lake City. Haven't decided which way I'm going to go yet. Probably back towards Gunnison, head back towards home, spend another night somewhere, and then you know, we'll see how it goes. So what they have done to this site since last year is they moved the fire pit. So for those of you that may remember, my tent was directly in front of the camera right here in this little patch of grass, and Mike's was kind of where that fire pit is right now, and those logs, and then the fire pit used to be that little bald spot right next to my tent there. So they've moved the fire pit. They do that to reclaim the soil and doesn't kill one spot forever and ever and ever. And of course they got us new signs and a new picnic table. So got a new picnic table, and I was successful in setting the tarp up this time, in spite of the wind. So yeah, worked out pretty well. The first night, like I said, was it was good. You know, it was a good night. It was warm. It was in the 50s, and it never really got below 52, 53. So I was good with that. As soon as my phone's charged and I can shut the Jeep off, I'm gonna do me a little fishing. Let's walk on over to the footbridge so you can see what I got going on here. So I didn't fish this part of this creek last time we were here. I fished it further on down. Got a bird screeching at me. Don't know if you can hear that or not. But this is an awesome part of this little creek. And there are fish in there. I could see it. I don't know why every time I walk over here I smell baby wipes. I don't know if somebody has spilled hand lotion somewhere or what, but every time I walk over there, all I can smell is like hand lotion or something. So I'm going to fish this for the next day or so, see what I can come up with. I have seen fish in here. There was an older couple, Army retirees. We talked a little bit. They fished a bit. Didn't catch anything, but they said they could see him, so we'll give it a whirl. And then here's the rest of the camping area. There's 3 more sites back here, but for those of you that know me, I am lazy and I'm not packing anything anywhere. Not when I can go 10 feet from the Jeep. And the road is about halfway up before the horizon there, so we're kind of hidden down here, or well, I am kind of hidden down here. Keep talking like Mike's here this time. So shouldn't have anybody bothering me for the rest of the evening. No critters last time. I don't expect to see none this time. So anyway, that's pretty much it for now. I'll check in a little bit more here in a little bit once I shut the Jeep off and get some fishing done. Morning. Well, we survived the night. I say we, but it's only me. Rained a little bit last night. Got everything a little wet. Condensation is crazy this morning, but look at that view. That's the coolest part about camping, is watching the sun come up in the morning. You know, when you're at home, when you're working, you don't really get to see all that because you're too busy doing your thing. But out here, there's nothing to do but watch it come up. Of course, some mornings, you know, you're anxious for it because it's frigid, but this morning's not too bad. 46, 47 degrees. Looks pretty good. It's going to be another 80s day. Got the French press going. Got to have the morning coffee. But slept pretty good last night. Stayed nice and toasty. Tent didn't leak, so that's a bonus. And yeah, just going to get the day started. Going to get some coffee in me, put the waders on, and hit the water. So anyway, we will talk to you in a little bit. Hey, good morning. Survived the night. Got a little wet last night, but nothing too bad. It rained most of the night. So here, let me show you around. See, no damage. Wind stayed down, so didn't care too much about that. Tent didn't leak. That was a bonus. But this is the best part of the day. Getting to see the sun come up across the ridge or the mountains. You don't get to see that every day. Oh, there's the vault toilet, just in case you know you need it. And the French press. I spoiled myself with this thing. I don't think I'll ever go back to the pour over again. But anyway, stayed pretty warm last night. Like I said, it rained, but tent didn't leak. So I'm gonna get coffee in me. I'm gonna get my waders on, then I'm gonna go hit the water. So we will talk to y'all here in a little bit. All right, it's day 4. I spent 2 nights over at Hidden Valley. Packed up this morning, had headed down the road about a mile and a half, back towards Spruce Campground. This is where Mike and I stayed last year. We stayed all the way down at the other end, just past the vault toilet there. And then there's sites all along here. Yesterday or 2 days ago, these were all filled up. There was probably about 5 or 6 campers here. There's 9 sites total now. Last year there was only, I think, 4, maybe 5. But I picked the one on the very end because it had great access to the river. It is a little open to the road on one side, but it was level and had great access to the river. So I just finished getting set up. Gonna chill for a minute. Got the Jeep running. I'm charging my air pump and my phone and my headlamp and everything else. So I'll do a quick tour here. I don't know why we didn't pick this spot or one of these spots last year. I'm guessing they weren't as big as they are now. It seems like they've widened the areas out just a little bit. Got my tent and my bed set up. The river is right behind me. I'll walk over there and show you. Kind of open it up into the trees. Plus get some shade. This last site was right in the sun, and it was hot. It was definitely hot all day yesterday. That's why I had the tarp set up. And I got my fishing pole, getting it ready to go. My screen went out. There we go. Got to cut some firewood here too for later. Got a little bit of leftovers from somebody before, so should have plenty of firewood. But this is what sold me on this spot, is the river. Now this is where I hooked a couple where me and Mike were out last year. Just down that way, probably 200-300 yards. So there's nobody here now. There was one set of campers. They just packed up and left. They were leaving when I pulled in. So I've got this whole stretch of river pretty much to myself. It goes all the way up around the bend, so I've probably got probably quarter, half a mile of river where nobody's here. And I'm going to take full advantage of that. As soon as I eat me some lunch, relax a little bit, and throw on the waders and head down. Now I'll walk down just a little bit so you can see where Mike and I camped last year. This is a pretty good spot. The spot we were at last year, I was going to pick that, but somebody left it trashed. There's like a carpet, a chair, there's all kinds of stuff just there, which is kind of annoying. Oh, and that's my view. Kind of cool. Road is right below it. Runs right along here. So I'm sure I'll hear traffic a little bit. Shouldn't be too bad though. And as you saw, I was in site 9. And this be site 8. Which, it's okay. There was people in all these sites 2 days ago when I drove by here. And then this site, which I don't even know where you can put a tent here. I guess on this side of the fire pit. There's somebody here. I said all these are filled up. There was an RV in one of these sites. This one right around the bend where you got to tucked way back in the trees. Grasshopper's trying to attack me here. Get off me! He just doesn't want to go away. Anyway, yeah, there's one that was tucked right back in the trees. There was a camper here the other day. Travel trailer. So I was thinking of steering clear because travel trailers usually mean noise. Tent campers tend to be quieter for the most part. I mean, it's not always true, but it's a pretty good little spot tucked right in the trees. That's where the campers were with the tent. I just saw them packing up and leaving. This one here is site 4. Another wide open cook in the sun site. No garbage service. Be bear aware. Yep, know all them rules. And of course the vault toilet, which hopefully it's nicer than the last one I was just at, because it was pretty rough, but it worked in a pinch. And then here's another site, which I think was here last year. Seems like they've added a couple of sites. Seems like last year there was only 5 or 6. That one, not bad if you want to pitch your tent back in the trees. And this is the one Mike and I stayed at last year. As you can see from last year, they've upgraded, put all new fire pits in all these sites, put all new picnic tables, kind of reoriented them a little bit. So it wasn't, looks like they've done some work to them. That little trail there heads right down to the river, about 20-30 feet beyond these brush line. And then back in here is where we had that cow visiting us last year, which was kind of a shocker. But as you can see, somebody left a mess. And it's funny because that chair was folded up and laying on the ground 2 days ago. So I don't know. Somebody been making use of it recently. But you know, there's trash everywhere. You know, somebody left some Coleman fuel, which I was going to pick it up, but I think I'm not going to clean up everybody's mess. because I have no need for it. But anyway, that's pretty much where we were at last year, and where the chair is where Mike's tent was, and right here is where mine was. So it was a pretty good site for 2 people, and we had enough room to fit both Jeeps in. I had backed up to this rock and right here, and Mike was right there and had an easy pull out. And then the only other site that's in here, I know it was an add-on because it wasn't here last year, is, at least I don't think it was, is this one, which I can't imagine anybody wanting to camp in that one, but I guess it does in a pinch. So anyway, that's the grand tour of the campsite that I have all to myself. Like I said, I got the whole river to myself. Nobody's around. Supposed to be thunderstorms this afternoon. As you can see, they're trying to roll in now. So, but where I was at was kind of wide open, so I wanted to get into some kind of tree cover. So number one, if it hails, it won't beat me up too bad, and number two, it blocks some of the wind. So anyway, that's pretty much the nickel tour of my grand adventure on days, I think I'm on day 4 now, and I'll close it off for now, and talk to you guys later. All right, later. All right, so rain has passed, and when it started raining, I took my poncho and made a little tarp over the back of the Jeep. Of course, I didn't get a picture of that, but I've since improved the setup using my 10x10. Gives me a little work area out of the sun, out of the rain. I can hang a light on the end in the evening, so if we have to do dishes or whatnot, then that should be good. I kind of like it. I had to rig up some ropes on the front there to hold the front of the tarp, but I'm thinking if I put a couple of tie-down loops on my racks right up in here, and it'll eliminate this rope. And then if I put 3, 1, 2, 3 right across that, 1 on each end, 1 in the center, and that'll be a lot quicker and easier to set up when we stop and pull in somewhere. But it's kind of a neat setup. We'll see how it holds up in the wind tonight. But here, it's kind of dark. Let me duck underneath. There. Let the light adjust. I can stand up, walk around. Gives me some workspace without having to stand in the sun or the rain. Enough room for a couple of chairs. Yeah, I think this will work. Seem to invent something new every time I come out. All right, that's it for now. Well, the tarp paid off. I don't know if you can hear that thunder, but it came down pretty good. I'm all nice and dry under my tarp. Just had my supper, hamburger mac and cheese. And I don't know if you can see this or not, but it is raining. Yeah, you probably can't see it on camera, but it's raining pretty good. You can see it dripping off the tarp there. Yeah, this thing paid off. Now I'm just going to let it ease up a little bit. make sure my tent didn't leak, which it hasn't leaked so far, so I'm assuming that it'll be okay. And then go ahead and do my dishes, and then fire up the fire can, seeing as how I won't be doing any fire tonight. Oh, gotta drain the water off the tarp here. All right. Anyway, like I said, this thing paid off, worked out perfect. Can't say the same for a set of campers that rolled in like 10 minutes before it started raining. And I don't know if you can see them through the trees, but yeah, they're hating life right now. Anyway, that's it for now. We'll talk to you in a little bit. So it occurred to me that I never showed you the inside of my sleep setup while I'm out here camping. So I figured I'd do a quick video, since how I'm kind of waiting for the rain to pass so I can fish some more, have some lunch, just so you can see how I live while I'm out here. So we'll flip you around. All right, so here's my welcome mat. Try and move slow so I don't make you dizzy. So this is the vestibule. Of course, it's a little dirty right now because, you know, it poured on me last night. Get this screen out of the way. There. So you can see, not a bad little setup. Got my air mattress, my sheet, my quilt, and there's quite a bit of room in here. Got my down booties in case my feet get cold, which has not been the case at all this time. And of course, bear spray. And got my little gear loft. Throw all my goodies in over my head at night so I know where they're at. I usually hang a light in here right there so I can see when I get up at night. And that's pretty much it. And all my clothes go up underneath. I tell you, it's a pretty comfortable setup. Nice and toasty. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you so you can see how I live when I'm out here. All right, that's it for now.